What's going on, everyone? Ki-Fi here, back with another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn Michael Scott into a cartoon. So I think turning pictures into cartoons is fun. It looks cool. And it's just a good way to get used to different filters and different tools you can use in Photoshop. So I took this picture of Michael Scott in his office. I used the quick selection tool to select just him, and I cut him out and pasted him onto a blank red background. So if you're unfamiliar with how to use the quick selection tool or object selection tool, I do have a video covering that, so go check that out before you get started with this video. But if not, then cut out a picture of someone you want to turn into a cartoon and follow along. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer with Michael Scott twice. So let's right click on that and let's go to duplicate layer, and we'll just leave it as layer 1 copy. And then we're going to duplicate this one, duplicate layer, layer 1 copy 2, so that we have 3 copies of Michael Scott. So after we do that, we're going to want to apply a cutout filter to the second layer. So let's select the second layer. We're going to go up to filter, go down to filter gallery, and we're going to click the cutout filter. And for the levels we want to use for the cutout filter, we're going to use 7 for the number of levels. We're going to use 2 for the edge simplicity, and we're going to use 2 for the edge fidelity. So we're going to push OK on that. And as you can see, we can't really see any changes yet just because that layer is covered by this top layer, which still looks normal, but we're going to fix that soon. So the next step is we want to add poster edges filter to the top layer. So we're going to select the top layer. We're going to go back to filter gallery, and we're going to find the poster edges filter, and we're going to apply that to the top layer. And the values we want to use for edge thickness is 10, edge intensity is 10, and posterization is 2. So it does look a little grainy and weird. Don't be dismayed by that, it's okay. So we're going to push OK there, and as you can see, now we can see that change because we applied that filter to the top layer. So after that, we're going to want to go to image, adjustments, and threshold, and we're going to want to set our threshold to 50. You can change that number a little bit depending on the image you have and what you think looks the best, but I'd recommend just sticking with 50. And yeah, so that's going to be on that top layer as well. So after we add the threshold to 50, we're going to apply an oil paint filter to the top layer. So let's go to filter, let's go down to stylize, and let's go to oil paint. So for the values we want to use for the oil paint, we're going to use 5.0 for stylization, 7.0 for cleanliness, 8.0 for scale, and 1.0 for bristle detail. And then don't touch anything else such as angle, shine, or lighting. We'll just leave that how it is and push OK. So now he looks more like a zombie than an actual cartoon, which is okay. We'll fix that next. So we're going to go up to image, still having the top layer selected. We're going to go to adjustments, and we're going to go back to this threshold. And we're going to set this threshold to, let's see, not 150. We want it to be high so he doesn't have all those lines around him. Ooh, never mind, that looks even worse. Lower, pardon that. So let's go with, let's see. It's good to mess around, see what looks best. Let's see, 60. So let's go with 75. So he still has some lines on his face, but that's just giving it contour and a little bit of depth. So we're going to push OK for threshold level 75. Then finally, we're going to change this blending mode of the top layer to color burn. So let's see. Color burn right here. And as you can see, Michael Scott has now become a cartoon. So he looks a little dark and shaded for some reason. So after I do that, I like to adjust the brightness and make it a little brighter, just so you get that popping cartoon look. You can mess around with the brightness and contrast if you want, which I always think makes it look a little better. But as you can see, we now have, just in a few easy steps, turned Michael Scott into a cartoon. I hope you liked this tutorial. Just another note, sorry this is at the end, but you're going to want a blank colored layer behind him and then a cutout of the person you want to cartoonize on top of that colored layer. So I kind of touched upon that at the beginning, but you're going to want to make sure that the back layer is blank. As you can see here, my bottom layer is just a red blank canvas. So yeah, I hope you like this tutorial. I'm a big fan of The Office, so I chose to do Michael Scott. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thank you so much.